Hey, everybody, welcome to a brand new MMA Roasted Podcast. I got the dream team. I got CB Gold coming in, yes, as well as my man Weendawg, waiting for Shang. We also got Drakkar Klose coming in. It's going to be a great show. I want to thank our sponsors, Speedweed. Listen, marijuana is legal in California, so get it delivered right to you. Go to speedweed.com. Go to @speedweed, speedweed.com. It's amazing. You're going to love it. Trust me on this one. So let's talk about, man, there's a lot to talk about. First in the comedy world, and then in the fighting world, then just in life in general. But I guess let's get to it. First of all, as a comic, obviously what's going on with the whole Crystalia situation. People have been asking me about it. They're like, did you know? Look, I always knew that he was shady amongst women, okay? He would ghost a lot of girls. He would not call them back. I knew he had sex with this girl that I knew that like was actually a really pretty girl. And then afterwards she was like, I had a great time, blah, 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 blah. And he just wrote back word. I heard he was a dick to girls. I had no idea he was into underage girls. That's the thing. And look, being a dick to women is not my thing. It's not moral, but it's not illegal. And for some reason, also, a lot of times guys who are dicks get girls. That seems to women, that's their forte. There's a whole like books called like The Game or this or that. It's just not something that I've ever been into. Is she in the living room? Can I go in there? Violet. Yeah, if you could leave, that'd be great. Just, my wife's in the room. This is making it. Anyway, so but yeah, I've never really been like into just being a dick to women. I mean, maybe to actually I probably could have gotten more girls, and if I was a little bit play it cool, but I was always like, you know what, be myself, take it or leave it. And sometimes I've talked my way out of a lot of women because I was too much myself. All right, but there are certain guys out there that like, look, they know how to play the game, they know how to act too cool for school. It's a numbers game, and I think Lee was one of them. Now, that being said, targeting 17, 16, 15-year-old girls. I mean, look. That's ridiculous. If it's true. Now, that's all allegations.
Oh.
But it does seem like it doesn't look good. When you have all these girls posting screenshots of him asking them to get naked, and some were 16 or, hey, we want to meet up. I mean, if you're going after a 16, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Was there any like rumors in the comedy world of like that he likes younger girls? Because there's all these videos resurfacing of like Theo Von's podcast, Brendan's podcast, where they're talking about how Chris's fan base is a lot of young girls and that he likes younger girls.
I mean, no, I don't know Chris that well. I knew him when he was first starting out. He passed me in the comedy world. He had like a lot of advantages. He sort of did a lot of cheat codes, but it worked for him. He was doing very well on stage, and he had his whole thing. I think he was basically running a cult as well. If you look at screenshot, he had a thing of his fans, he called them babies. And they lived in a log cabin, like a virtual log cabin. And even afterwards, they were like, I'm still going to be in the log cabin and I'm still going to be a baby for life. And I'm just like, what? This is fucking strange. To me, it's strange. I don't want to call MMA Roasted fans babies. And you know what? If I get caught DMing 15-year-old girls, leave me. Okay, I don't want you sticking up for me. Okay, I understand. It's just not. Come on, dude. Like, what are you doing?
So, what do you think is his plan from now on? Do you think he just lays low for a while, or what?
I think he has. Well, number one, I think he needs serious help. I mean, he has, because even the girls that were as of age, he said he had some daddy-daughter fetish. I was reading the things. Allegedly, he was making them call him daddy. He was talking to them in like baby voices. He was saying, oh, that it would be so hot if you were 15. He was.
Adam,
yes.
I've seen him at the Laugh Factory with girls who have an umbilical cord still attached at their stomach. I've seen him with girls that smell like Enfamil and like candy. So all of this, we don't know. We allegedly. Stop. And he's a cool dude. When I've been around him, he's cool. I'm telling you, that's always been his thing. I've done shows with him. I'm telling you for a fact.
Well, why didn't you? If you saw him with a girl that was 11, why wouldn't you say, "Hey"? Dude,
not 11. Goddamn! If I saw him with somebody 11, I'm like, if you saw him if you seen him at the preschool, if you see him at the preschool,
you just said umbilical cords. Look,
I know. I'm fucking. But I did say, I was like, wow, man. So I said, when's her period start? And he thought it was a joke. I was like, no, for real. When's her period start?
The last time I saw him, literally, he was like, hey, how's it going? I heard you had a baby daughter. I'm like, oh, thanks. I'm like, now I'm wondering how the fuck he heard that. Was he on?
He was waiting.
Am I on some list or something? Like, look, I don't want to make any jokes. I think it's too premature. But here's it. I'm just kidding.
You think it's too premature? Going to hell, man.
That went right over my head.
I'm just saying that, like, I want to hear his side of what happened at the prom. You know.
Okay, what about Jeff Ross? What about Brad Williams?
First of okay, but back to I got more D'Elia jokes.
What about Brian
so
Callen?
he says he's going to do community service, which is having people watch Brendan Schaub's comedy CD. No, I'm just listen. It's horrible. It's awful. If it's true, he deserves to get blackballed. You can't fuck 15-year-old girls. Okay, you can't target them. 16 and 17, and people are like, well, it's legal. It's still creepy. Even if it's legal, it's creepy.
Was he trying to tell us on Workaholics something when he played a child molester on there?
I think that was to show you was a documentary about him. I don't think that was.
Like his appearance on You, his character is like it was supposed to be mirrored like after it's like real life sort of because he's a comedian in the show. He gets girls, all this stuff, and then he's like a child molester in that show. And then just everything in that show relates to the current events like identically, dude. It's like a crazy parallel universe.
And then Jeff Ross, look, I don't want to throw the guy under the ice cream truck, but it's just saying, look, so some girl, what happened with him is some girl came out saying that when she was 15 years old, they had a relationship and he was 33 and they were sleeping together for 3 years. And she's saying, listen, you know, it wasn't like that she was into it too, but back then, but now it's fucked her up. And yeah, of course, dude, like you have to be an adult. You can't, Jeff Ross has to be an adult. And if he's been carrying that around for 20 years, I mean, I don't know. He needs to there needs to be justice to that also. It's just,
but it's not going to be. It's not going to be. They're going to all get off. Chris is still going to get booking. So is Jeff Ross.
You think
celebrities.
So? Yeah, but when it comes to kids, bro, like
no, it doesn't matter. Woody Allen is not in jail for anything, and Woody Allen was fucking
his daughter,
and his stuff still stayed on the shelves. They didn't yank his shit, but Bill Cosby shit got yanked like that. So I get it.
Nah, man,
Ross is gonna get away with it. I'm like
R. Kelly. I don't know. It's just
R. Kelly peeing on chicks and doing all that wild shit. R. Kelly, if he would have shut the fuck up and just went low with his money, he might have not got as much backlash and jokes. But I'm telling you right now, these comics, all of them that are getting the heat, I'm not surprised.
Well, people are texting me a lot about like, hey, allegedly this person's next, this person's next. It seems like it's going to be a lot bigger than what it is.
Yeah, but you're the reason you had the room in Westwood, and you're the one that, you know.
Yeah, there's a video that came out now of Whitney Cummings. So Whitney Cummings, who's, you know, very pro women and pro this, and she didn't say anything for 3 days. And it was pissing people off because, look, you can't be, you know, this person's Me Too, that person. I mean, you should be doing that. But then when it's your friend, you can't look the other way. And so finally she came out 3 days later and said, listen, you know, I'm deeply disturbed about what happened. You can't prey on your fans. But it was a little bit like, she didn't mention the word underage, which was, to me, that was like, not Whitney, listen, we got to call a spade a spade. You have to say what's going on right now. It wasn't that he was just fucking his fans. Okay, fucking your fans is one thing. That's not a crime. But
fucking your fans' children.
Yeah, targeting. But then the next day she said, Happy Father's Day to everybody unless you're a creep. But at the same time, it still didn't, like, I get it, but it was crazy because Whitney was actually trying to, like, her fans and her people in the podcast community, they weren't letting people get away with it. Like, she was posting like, hey, just did a great podcast with whoever, whatever. And the next comment was like, and then Chris D'Elia showed up and raped the 15-year-old. And then it was just like thousands of these things. So anyway, yeah, so there's a video of the fighter and the kid, of Brendan Schaub and Brian Callen.
Who I like a lot too, but
and I get mentioned in it. I get mentioned because
they blamed you, by the way. They said if it wasn't for Adam Hunter, Brian Callen wouldn't have pulled his dick out in Whitney Houston's
That's
car.
not what happened. They go.
They said it was you.
Whitney said, yeah, we did Adam Hunter's comedy room in Westwood Brewing Company, showing you that I gave everyone their fucking shots. Not everybody. A lot of people who never return the favor, but it's not about me right now. Okay, just throwing it out there. Okay, so
wow.
And then
that came out.
He was giving Brian Callen a ride home, and he whips out his dick, and for no reason, like no, like, hey, let's hook up, or there was no flirting, just hey, look at my cock. And Sheila thought that was funny. She was laughing about it. Brendan was laughing about it. Brian was laughing about it, right? So now they scrapped that. They took that episode down. Like they're all deleting, like Callen and Whitney.
From my perspective, the fucking world is terrible. Am I surprised about Chris D'Elia? Fuck no. And it kills me. People are like, oh, I can't believe that. Am I surprised Callen said that? He was joking, obviously, but.
You mean Diaz?
Where's Whitney coming? Why didn't she just say, yo, I'm standing for women. Don't pull your dick out. That's not cool. So what is it? But when
right. Because she was Whitney, that was, and Whitney could say, well, I've evolved over 10 years and I wouldn't accept that behavior today. That's what she should have said. And if that clip comes out and goes viral, because listen, I'm not benefiting. People are like, oh, you could be benefiting. I'm not getting any more fucking spots because of this. Okay. I'm not whatever. All I'm saying is, look, be a good fucking person. Don't fuck 15-year-olds, all right? Don't target 16-year-olds. Don't fuck 17-year-olds, all right? Don't even fuck 8. Who the fuck have you hung out with a teenager? I can't even fucking be around the fucking, but don't.
I have, and I'm telling you. I'm not hung out with, yeah, you tell me.
I got
don't make people blow you in exchange for fucking stage time, okay? If that's what happened. And I'm not.
Wait a minute. Yeah. Hold up. Hold up right there. Hold up. If the woman's a grown woman and she wants to get a few jokes off on the stage, who am I to stop her from living her dream?
Dude, if there's mutual consent.
I've hooked up with a couple comics before, and I've actually went out of my way to not fucking use them as sex objects. I'm like, we're in a hotel room. They're opening for me, and they jump in the bed. And I'm like, all right, we're here. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? But that's probably the way to fucking get laid. Not being like, fucking blow me and you could do 6 minutes at the fucking dime bar. You know, it's just, I've had people blow me to not do spots at the fucking dime bar.
There's women that have actively said that. It's like, yeah, I was trying to avoid spots at the dime, so I gave him a header.
I don't know, man. I mean, there's something I've said about like, look, everybody evolves as a person, and look, I'm no fucking angel. I'm no angel, all right? But at the same time, it's just like, yeah, come on, man. Like, there's shit that just like there's a fucking line, and it just seems like now it's coming out the comics allegedly are fucking drunk girls that are passed out. It's like, what are you fucking doing?
There's grown women that are actively ready to go. And why are you going after young girls or drunk girls? There's awake women that you can have sex with at comedy clubs that'll come to shows anyway.
Yeah.
By the way, shout out to the girl Crystal in Denver.
All right.
Let's stay at the Improv. Fantastic.
All right. Let's talk about the fights, since that seems to be all right. I got that. I got that.
Edited out. It's going to be only about the fight. We're going to talk about the fights.
Really? I'm not editing this out. What do you think, Joe? Should we edit this out so far?
No, this is what people want to hear right now, dude. They want to hear everybody's opinion on Chris D'Elia and shit.
You don't want to hear about Chris D'Elia's finger banging 12-year-olds.
Yeah. Anyway, let's talk about some fights. All right. So, you watched the fights over the weekend, Shang?
I watched some of them. I was doing some watching some older fights.
Got it. That's really good for a podcast. Talk about older fights.
Right, so, I watched some of them.
We'll talk about Sonny Liston Ali.
I was watching Jorge. I'm a fan now.
Tyson Holyfield on the undercard.
All right, so let's talk about Lauren Murphy versus Roxanne Modafferi. That one, I was super happy. First of all, I like both those people. I was happy for Lauren. I put a tweet out, right? Lauren Murphy was a heroin addict, okay, that was out of control, got sober, went to a jiu-jitsu class with her son, and then now 7 years later is ranked number 7 in the world, right? Which just goes to show you, kids, do drugs.
Heroin definitely works.
Right, so that got like everyone liking it, and people were like, that's fucked up, dude. That's the Meanwhile, Lauren Murphy laughed at the joke. Like, I've said it to her on stage, right?
Lauren Murphy has never turned down any of your jokes that people freak out about.
She comes to my. So now people were like, I went to high school with her, and I was there during that time. I'm like, dude, can we stop fucking Can we please stop getting offended on behalf of the person not offended?
Adam, I'm offended. I am so hurt that you said that. And you know what? I'm calling Crystal up, and we're gonna go out.
So now I had to call Lauren Murphy after the fight. I'm like, hey, Lauren, congrats on the win. You don't care about this joke, right? And she's like, no, I fucking love that joke, Adam. And she's like, I'm so happy right now. I'm like, smile. And now, like, it's what's going on? Do we have to get permission now before we make fun of the person? And stop.
Yes.
If I make fun of somebody, so quit tagging them like a little fuck bitch.
Oh, it's the most annoying. It's
You need written consent.
And next time they see you, they might not say anything, but they go.
fucking subtweet.
Oh, I hate that. I hate when people tag the person. I'm like, dude, Tito Ortiz doesn't like me. I mean, he likes me. I'm friends with him. He doesn't need to see the joke. You don't have to tag him and going, that's fucked up. You make fun of, and then they tag the person, and then they write smiley face. So now they like think yeah.
Or they message you back and they're like, well, what are you too afraid to tag them? And it's like, no, we're just like,
it's a joke. I made a joke about Tito, then I saw him and was talking to him. He says, yeah, you're funny. He doesn't I don't think people take it as seriously as the person that you're joking about doesn't take it as seriously as everybody else. And Adam, you get heat though. I mean, motherfuckers be mad. Like, hey man, what the fuck's that supposed to mean? It's like, he don't care. He
don't care. No, the fighters sometimes usually ask me to make fun of him. I've had fucking Tyson Nam every time. It's like, when are you gonna make a joke about me? Now I gotta research this guy's fucking life. All right.
Dude, Adam, I gotta tell you that story you told a while back when Randleman said roast me, and then you said roast somebody. I was like, all right, call it off, call it. Still, like,
dude, having Kevin Randleman call me up yelling out tap over the phone was like,
that's the best. Come on, that's the best.
I was laughing. So I love the Randleman. I love his wife. Good people. And then it was funny. I did a Zoom show Friday. I had Joanne Calderwood came on, and she was like mute, and she's like talking, but you can't. I'm like, don't worry, that's like her real voice, because she's actually she's funny. But all right, Tisha Torres, how fucking good did she look?
Surprisingly.
It looked like she took like 12 Adderalls before that. And just,
a little skittish. She was a little skittish.
Oh my God.
But you still got to give her props.
No, she did fucking great, man. I was so happy for her. Now, Curtis Blades. This dude is going to be, man, is he going to be that guy that beats everybody except for the top two guys? You know how there's always those fighters that get to that, they just get to number 3. Like a
Rumble.
John Fish.
It's like Rumble.
I hate to put it this way, but I think Curtis Blades is going to be the new Tyron Woodley.
But Woodley was the champ.
Yes, and Woodley defended it, so you can't say Woodley.
I mean,
well, only in the terms of like Blades over the weekend was like, people don't like my performance. They're mad at me for wrestling. I'm gonna play the heel now. I'm gonna work my way back up. I could see Blades getting the title, but I don't see him as like holding it for a long period.
Well, who do you see him beating, right? Like, okay, so let's say, because I agree, he's got like, he's good at everything. He's not really amazing.
His wrestling is tight, but he showed me he had hands, man. He got hands.
Nasty.
But at the same time, like, is he going to beat Stipe? Can you see him beating Stipe? Can you see him beating Cormier?
Yes.
I think him and Cormier would be a good fight. I think Cormier on his way out would be a good fight for Blades to move up.
I mean, he lost to Ngannou twice already.
I think that might be his kryptonite.
Yeah,
everybody's got their kryptonite, so you can't say that. But I think that if he fought Cormier, I think he could beat Cormier. If he fought Stipe, if they stand up, I think Stipe's boxing is tighter, and Stipe can wrestle. So I think he'd have a problem more with Stipe than he would with Cormier. Because also length. If you look at his length, the way he throws punches, if you look at his length.
Yeah, but where does he beat Cormier? I mean, he doesn't beat Cormier in wrestling.
On the feet.
On the feet, or depending on the wrestling or how it ends up on the ground with aggression. Because Curtis doesn't stop. We've seen Cormier tire in a 3-round fight with Anderson Silva.
Yeah, but that was different. He took that fight on like a week notice, or Silva did.
Right, that was short notice.
No, he was getting ready for John Jones.
Right, but that was a weird. Like then it was like also he thought the fight was off.
I think Curtis has more aggression.
And he pushes forward more. He's more aggressive, and hands wise, that distance. Cormier, if Cormier doesn't get in or get under that and start wrestling, he can get peppered up.
I agree that Cormier is going to be like 42 years old pretty soon or something.
Yeah, he's fighting, and then in a minute he's going to get ARP. So
the weird thing is the ones we just mentioned are the only ones really available at heavyweight that are above Blades right now. Everybody else he beat Dos Santos, he beat Overeem.
Yeah.
Blades is kind of stuck in limbo right now until Stipe.
That's what I'm saying. Look, whoever wins that Cormier-Stipe fight, the other guy's going to retire, I have a feeling, the loser. Unless Stipe might not retire, but Cormier will either way. I think if he wins.
What else does Cormier need to prove? That's the thing I don't understand. It's like, dude,
he wants Jones.
Other than Jones, Jones might be his kryptonite.
I don't think he wants Jones though. I mean, I think he pretty much conceded to Jones. That Jones is going to beat him.
No, but Jones wants fucking Tyson now and like all this ridiculous shit.
He wants Mike Tyson?
You haven't seen that in the last like 3 days? John Jones says since I'm not getting the Ngannou money, I'm leaving the UFC and petitioning for a fight with Mike Tyson.
Come on.
I swear to God.
Fight a 55-year-old Tyson?
Yeah, but have you heard that Tyson versus Wanderlei Silva in bare knuckle boxing?
Yeah, but that's more even. Well, I mean, in boxing.
No, it's not even. Vitor will get
murdered. But first of all, Tyson beats John Jones in boxing.
Yes.
Even now.
Yeah.
But in MMA, John Jones all day. I mean, it's not even.
But he's saying, I don't think it wouldn't be MMA. It would be
MMA.
First and grappling.
So John Jones is gonna box Mike Tyson. I mean, who's gonna pay for that? Me.
I would.
Yeah, me too. All right, so we got Drakkar Klose right here. This dude right here, awesome fighter, just a beast. I think a guy that could be the champion soon. He's right there. He's there.
Also still connecting to audio, so I don't know if he hears us yet.
I think he could hear. Can you hear me? He could hear me. I don't know if he could actually.
Can't hear you.
He can't hear me. All right. So yeah, and we also got to talk about this week Dustin Poirier versus Dan Hooker.
Great fight.
That's a great fight, but I already got my pick, and even though I like one, I like them both. I gotta go with Poirier.
Poirier, all right.
I thought Shang was gonna call up the Hooker for the evening.
Let's talk to Drakkar for a sec. Drakkar, how are you, man?
What up? I just figured how to get this thing to work.
Oh man, good to see you.
Looking at you, going, man, what you doing?
Yeah,
I know how y'all started clowning me.
Nah, man, you look good. You look like you've been staying in shape.
Oh no, I've been eating everything.
Oh, okay, all right. There's your beautiful girlfriend, Courtney Casey. How are you?
Good. How are you, Adam?
Good. Also, I could tell and then there's some other person behind you. I don't know who that person is. Some weird.
Cooper.
Okay. I was gonna say you got some kind of weird stalker. How are you doing, man? What's going on? That's your baby. Oh my God, cutest kid ever. He's already too big for Team Alpha Male.
Definitely team.
So I was reading about you, man. So you grew up with 5 brothers and sisters?
Yeah, there's 7 of us total.
Wow. Now, was it rough? Was there lots of fighting going on and wrestling?
Oh man, I've been stabbed a couple times, sticks over the head. Dude, it was wild. It was wild growing up.
That was damn, man.
Wait, you got stabbed by your brothers?
Yeah, they cut me pretty good. The hands. My brother cracked me over the head with a stick. Dude, my oldest brother used to make me fight 2 of my other brothers, and they would have weapons, and they would fuck me up, though.
Were you guys in MS-13 or something? Like, I don't understand why.
Yeah.
It was just wild.
You got to beat your brother. Yeah.
Now you were the Michigan State champion in high school.
Yep. Wow. 2-time runner-up.
2-time runner. So you had some great. And then where'd you wrestle for in college?
Oh fuck! Who didn't I wrestle for? I went to 5 colleges.
What happened? You kept getting kicked off the team?
Nah, just that was my time in life, dude. Just partying. I kind of got burnt out with wrestling and just, I would, just partying and get kicked off the team and then get a scholarship to another school.
Oh my God. You were that kid that like, as a coach, you're like, he's coming to our school. This is the year. And then like season's in, you're like, what the fuck, right? You were that guy. Got it. Well, I mean, you're killing it in MMA, man. I mean, I was looking at the guys you fought. You haven't had one easy fight.
No.
I mean, besides my debut,
You didn't have an easy fight. Yeah, Rodriguez. He was that uppercut. It was a wrap. That was an easy fight.
But I'm looking. I mean, you fought Lando Venata, Mark Diakiese. You fought Beneil Dariush. I mean, these are tough dudes. Like
Bobby Green looked good this weekend.
Yeah, Bobby Green.
Tough dude.
I mean, they threw you in there, and you know what's crazy is that you went up against a lot of guys that like they were trying to almost make stars out of the guys that you fought. That guy Mark Diakiese, before you fought him, he threw like a fireball at somebody. Like they were trying to make him, and you ended that hype train quick. Lando Venata went toe to toe against Ferguson. I mean, and they were trying to make him a star. Do you feel like they didn't believe in you, or they just were like saw you as a journeyman, gatekeeper kind of thing, and you just kept proving them wrong?
Yeah, I do believe that they were just trying to feed me. They wanted these other guys to make a name off me, but I've been grinding for so long. David Machad and Benson Henderson. When you're in there with them, dude, you're gonna get better. And I was kind of happy that they gave me these guys because, I like staying under the radar. And once I got in there, I was able to showcase my talent.
It was awesome, and I've always thought you were a great fighter to watch. Your last fight, you had Benny hurt. Do you think you just kind of got a little too excited?
Yeah, I got way too excited. I was like, fuck, I haven't rocked somebody like this in years.
Wow, yeah. Now, and then were you like also like, I've beat so many strikers that you kind of, you didn't take his hands as serious as you should have?
Yeah, be honest, like, once I rocked him, I thought I was just going to be able to finish him off, and I kind of let my guard down, and it only takes one shot. He hit me with the one. Like, I really didn't feel like it fazed me, but it did, and then he, that the one big shot. What sucked is, like, when he hit me, like, I wasn't knocked out. It just froze my body up, and I was like, in my head, I was like, fuck, I lost.
But hey, man, look, I mean, you have 2 losses in your whole career out of what, 13 fights, 14 fights.
Yep.
You're right there, man. I mean, I think you're 2 fights away from getting like a top 5 guy.
Yeah, I don't think that fight really hurt my stock. Everyone's seen I got reckless with it. If I just keep my composure, these next couple fights and fight how I should, I could be in that title shot.
Who do you want next?
Eric Hernandez. Is that his name? Eric? Alex Hernandez?
Alex
Hernandez. Yeah. How come?
He just came up a loss. We kind of fought the same people. He was ranked in the top 15, and I just think that's a good matchup for me. Now, he's gonna come out hard in that first, and then he kind of dies off.
Yeah, of course.
Well,
now, Courtney Casey's your girlfriend. She's beautiful. I dated a fighter one time. It was weird because I wanted to have sex on the thing, and she wanted to keep it standing. Now, do you go through these things sometimes where like you'll bust in her eye, and then you have to take a 5-minute timeout? Is it weird? Does she call people out afterwards?
No.
No, that doesn't happen.
No comment.
I want to ask a question. You said you hadn't rocked anybody for a while. I sat and watched your fights, man. I literally systematically watched them. I seen you rock a bunch of motherfuckers like for a while. And you know what your go-to is? Now that I watched all of them, your uppercut. When you get in the clinch, you was cracking motherfuckers.
Yeah. I don't know. It just, this one, dude, I seen Michael Irvin there. I seen fucking Iron Man in the crowd. I was like, fuck, I'm about to put on a show.
Well, you put on a show. I mean, dude, holy shit. But I was like, fuck. But at the same time, sometimes like I remember Freddie Roach telling me, and I'm not trying to inspire you to ever get knocked out again, but he told me sometimes those guys that put you out are doing you a favor because those quick knockouts aren't the ones that do long-term damage. It's the 5-round beatings you take over and over and over. And you've never really experienced that. You know, like you've never really been hurt in a fight, except for this one time you got hurt and got finished. But it wasn't like the 5-round ground and pound that
never
you've seen people go out. You know.
Yep.
So
no, like right after that knockout, dude, I was like, fuck, I feel good. They thought I had a concussion. I was like, dude, I'm good. But it is what it is.
Hey, you're a champ.
It'll make you keep, like you said, that this will make you, you know, stay in the pocket and you know, really be patient and not get too overexcited. So maybe sometimes you need that. So you go, I know not to get overexcited when I'm clocking somebody, when I'm, you know, I'm tagging somebody. So maybe it's a good thing, even though I don't see it as a bad thing. I see it as a good thing.
Yeah. Because to me, I feel like I'm still young in this game. You know, I got in the UFC. I think I was 6-0 or something like that. And, you know, all my fights have been in the UFC. And, you know, it kind of sucks with injuries. You know, I'll fight maybe twice a year. And it's like, fuck, I never can, you know, stay healthy long enough to string on some couple fights and, you know, just get it rolling. But, you know, I think, you know, this upcoming year and, you know, the end of this year, I can get that going.
No, dude, I honestly, like, you're one of those dudes. I'm like, this dude's going to be champion. I believe it. You got the right, because you don't fuck around. You got a baby. You got a girl. You don't party. You got it all out of your system, okay? I saw a picture of you in college. You were wild, okay? There's all kinds of stuff.
Fuck wild.
There's groupies. I mean, this dude was a maniac, all right? But you're focused, man. I always see you training with your girl, and you're a family man. So it's really cool to see.
Yeah, man, I had to. I'm kind of blessed, you know, that happened. You know, I had a kid, and you know, I met Courtney because, dude, I was going down the wrong path. Fuck, there's no telling if I didn't have a kid and, you know, meet Courtney, dude, I'd probably be locked up right now.
Wow.
Wow, that's good. I mean, that's good.
What were some of the things you were doing? Because I know a lot of our listeners are degenerates, so they could actually like listen to your story and actually be inspired.
Man, like I'm not proud of the things I did, you know, like fucking I've robbed people, fucking I've done a lot of stupid shit in my life, you know, and you know, I'm just thank God, you know, I never got caught for doing those crimes, you know, and just try to change my life for the good.
That's awesome. No, I remember watching you train at the lab, and you had your little baby with you, and you were in the corner, and I was like, dude, and you were giving it to Ben Henderson. You guys were brawling in there, but I was like, this dude's serious. You could just tell, just a different kind of athlete. So. Yeah,
man, Benson, you know, ever since I was an amateur, I've been training with him, and you know, he took me under his wing, and you know, try to show me all the right steps to be a champion, and you know, I try to, you know, just follow those steps.
Yeah, he's a really nice guy. So now you're with Cejudo and those guys?
I'm kind of just like right now, just doing my own little thing, you know. I'm really right now just trying to find myself, and you know, when money comes involved in this sport, dude, people start to change, and you know, I try not to associate with those people.
So but you're at a gym? Like, are you at the lab, or are you going back to the lab?
Right now I can just say I'm at Siege MMA.
Yeah.
So, in my garage.
That's awesome, man. Now, all right, let's talk about the fights this weekend. So, Poirier versus Hooker. Who do you like in this fight?
I got Poirier. I think Poirier is going to be able to put it on. He's been at the top of this game for a long time, and you know, I know Hooker's a up and comer, but I just don't see him getting it done this fight.
Now, my question is this. So, yes, I think Poirier is going to win too, but Dan Hooker knocked out Gilbert Burns. He's put people to sleep. This guy's got ridiculous power, and Poirier has been put to sleep by Conor and Michael Johnson, two of the hardest hitters out there. But he's been rocked before. He's been rocked a lot. Eddie Alvarez kind of rocked him. Gaethje rocked him, even though he won. Do you think that if it goes less than one round, Hooker might win over one round Poirier?
Possibility, but I just don't see him getting it done. I think if Poirier can come out there and mix it up with kicks, I know if he go out there and do the same game plan as Barbosa, it's gonna be a long night for Hooker.
Oh, dude, I was at that Barbosa fight, and Dana White was like mad that they didn't stop that fight because Hooker was getting people don't remember how Hooker was getting fucked up in that one.
Yeah, I was on that fight card, and I was covering my eyes like, fuck, dude, he's getting.
Oh yeah, that was the Bobby Green fight, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. How much shit was Bobby Green talking to you in that fight?
Oh, so much shit. Like, he took me down. He's like, you little bitch.
Were you taking any of it personal or no?
No, I was laughing. When he said that, I was just laughing in my head. I was like, he's funny. I seen him over the weekend, dude. He doesn't like me.
Really?
No, I was like, what up, Bobby? He's like,
oh, come on. Come on. You guys both made money. You had a great fight. It was close. You got the win. But what does he want from you?
Maybe a rematch.
Yeah. Yeah. All right,
take it.
So Mike Perry versus Mickey Gall.
Fuck. Mike Perry's so funny, dude. I hate betting against him, dude. He's so funny. I think he's gonna do it. He's just wild.
Now you being half black, Shang being fully black, is he allowed to say the N-word? Because he says he's 2% black, so he can say the N-word. You guys,
I don't think so. No, he can't say the N-word.
Shang, he doesn't have permission?
No,
no permission.
He needs to call me first when that shit go down. But I ain't gonna talk shit to him, because if I was younger, yeah, but the older me's like, nah, fuck that. Because he's a wild boy. I met him. He's buck wild.
You met Mike Perry?
Yeah, he's a nutty buddy.
Nuts.
Yeah, he's a nutty buddy.
Now, are there any white guys that are allowed to say the N-word?
Tekashi 6ix9ine.
What? Tekashi's Mexican.
Greg Wilson.
So can I say the N-word?
No.
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 I'm Mexican too.
No, he's not.
Why do you want to? That's the thing I want to ask. Why the fuck would people want to? Like,
because he wants his glasses broken.
It's my right. It's reverse racism if I can't call you nigger. No, it's not. You know what? And if I was a fighter, I would be like, hey, man, you know what? You can say it. You can also pick your asshole up. I drag you through the dirt and choke you the fuck out. But even when I saw him, he's hood. He's real hood, right?
Yeah.
But in this fight, I don't think that's gonna help him.
You think Mickey Gall's gonna win?
Perry been mopped. He's been mollywopped by a couple dudes.
He's about to be again. I think his legs are gonna get taken out from under him.
All you gotta do is focus kicks on his legs.
The shit out of him. That's it.
He can't handle that. He don't like push kicks. He don't like getting kicked in the leg. He don't.
Well, striking wise, you got to give advantage to Perry, but grappling Gall. So, Drakkar, who do you think's gonna win?
I like Perry, but like you guys said, Gall. I think Gall's gonna win it. I think he's gonna go in there and probably choke him out, wear him down, and choke him out.
Right.
Weendawg, who do you like?
Well, Mike Perry has his new 18-year-old Latin girlfriend, so I think he has those Latin juices flowing through him now. So I think he's gonna take this one, honestly.
That's your analysis. Well,
yeah.
he's getting Latino pussy.
And Shang, remember, this is the guy that wants to say the N-word too.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to say the N-word.
That's true.
So wait,
how dare you?
So that's the thing. I mean, he has an 18-year-old girl that his girlfriend. He's now his full trainer. That's his training. That's his corner. Is an 18-year-old.
This sounds like the beginning of Johnny Hendricks' career, which not successful.
I mean, damn, that's crazy.
I seen Mickey Gall going for a double leg faster than Brock Lesnar on Frank Mir.
Yeah, that's true. By the way, Drakkar, so you said recently there was a fight last week. We had Max Rohskopf on the show. I'm a big Max Rohskopf fan. I think he's going to come back. He had 5 UFC fights. He was in there. He was in over his head. He wanted out. Okay, he was like, I quit. I'm done. Now, the corner was like trying to –
You talking about the guy this weekend?
Yeah. The corner,
okay.
Drysdale was saying, no, you got to keep going. People were like mad at the corner. I could see both sides, but I could also see it as a coach.
Both sides.
Because as a coach, you never want to see your kid quit in there. And you know that once he quits, he's going to be labeled a quitter. And you also kind of know that there is a way that you could inspire a kid to come back and win, even when he doesn't. So I could see that side. The other side is you're going to get the fucking kid killed he wants out, let him out. Drakkar.
Man, I'm with Drysdale, man. I would have him in my corner any day. You know, he's there. He was trying to pump him up. I'm kind of disappointed in that kid because he took someone else's opportunity that wouldn't give up like that. You know, he quit. I'll die in there, dude. Like, he just doesn't have that warrior mentality like a lot of us do. And if you're gonna go out, just go out there and just let them tap you out. You know what I mean? Like,
go out on your shield. That's what everyone is. Go out on your shield. But I think that if you're torn between protecting the fighter and letting the fighter, and he knows, or letting him go out there and get like his eyeball fucking blasted out. I mean, you can't really say that. If you're the fighter and you're going through the shit, you're like, I know that I can't finish it. It doesn't mean don't have warrior spirit. It just means this dude got my number right now. I mean,
yeah,
like that Thiago's when he fought John Jones, he tore his whole knee and he continued to fight. He didn't look for a way out.
Yeah, I think also a lot of it was Max. Look, Max has some emotional problems. I think his father was like beating his mom and threw out of a window or something. He had some really fucked up trauma going on before in his life, and he overcame it. He was also a champion wrestler. I think he was a 4-time state champ, great jiu-jitsu. He was 5-0 before the guys he beat had losing records. He beat one kid over 500. He's used to being the hammer. He's not used to being the nail. Now, when he was the nail, he quit. At the same time, I'm still with you, Drakkar. Like, if he wanted to quit, he could have shot a double, fucking put his neck out, and then kind of tapped that way. And maybe it would have looked a little better than him saying, but at the same time, like, man, I hear you. I hear both of you. I hear both sides.
So what do you guys think about him getting a guaranteed next shot? He's getting a second chance in the UFC. Dana's already said it, and he agreed.
I'll fight him.
The fighter. You want him to quit faster? He'll tap out on the way to the kid's car. Don't be a dick right now.
Drakkar's like, look, hey, fuck it, let's go.
I'll be in the locker room going, you don't want it. Take your 10 and go home.
Do you think that's one of those things, Drakkar, though, where you can't teach heart?
Man, you can't. It just sucks because there's so many other fighters that would have loved to been in that situation that wouldn't have gave up like that. They would have went out on their shield and it just sucks. It just sucks.
Yeah, it was hard to watch. It was hard to watch.
But I just hate how everyone's attacking the coach, man. The coach, he was just trying to motivate them. Like, I would love a coach to, try to give me that pep talk.
To shoot some fire under you to make you keep going. But, end of the day, that's one of the main things they were talking about the whole fights was the fact that he was, and of course he's going to be labeled a quitter, of course.
But his coach knows him the best, though, too. That's the thing people don't understand, is that the coach knows the fighter. So a lot of times the coach also, it's not he's just like saying go in there, he just met him that fucking day. Like he knows what the kid's capable of. Yep. So
the funny thing to me in the whole thing, and I don't know if anybody knows this, Robert Drysdale had 3 shots in the UFC, and he got popped for all 3 of them, 2 pre-fight and 1 post-fight. The only fight he had was now overturned. I think it's funny. I just like.
Well, you know what though? When it came to steroids, he didn't quit. Okay.
Exactly.
Fucking Drysdale was.
You gotta stay in here. This is the UFC. No, you gotta stay in here and get the heart to not do steroids.
Dude, that's the Brazilian mentality, though, man. If you're not fucking cheating,
Drysdale's like American, though.
Doesn't matter. He's been enough Brazilians. If you don't,
he's so American. He can say the N-word.
I really think that I really think that Brazilians don't look at steroids the same way Americans do. They look at it as like you're not trying hard enough if you're not taking steroids. Because you can get them in any drugstore. It's like Mexico. You go to Mexico, any drug is legal. Like at CVS, like anything.
Yeah.
So I don't know. All right.
Romero to me, like even though he looks like a mutant, he's one of those people that go, come on, man.
Yeah, but he like got busted, but then it got overturned. He like, by the way, Romero's fighting what's his name next? The guy who apologized all the time. You know what I'm talking. The guy who Ultimate Fighter. The guy who got Castle and beat in the finals of the Ultimate Fight. Uriah Hall.
Hall, yeah.
Well, they were supposed to already, and it got.
It's an interesting fight, right?
No, that was Jacare. Never mind.
That's a weird fight.
Yeah, Uriah's going to get tossed on his head.
Will he, though?
No,
I don't think so.
Uriah against Romero?
I haven't seen Romero wrestle in a while.
Yeah,
That's what we're waiting for.
Yeah, he's
no, I don't think
45
he's
years
going
old.
to get tossed on his head. And on the feet, though, you can say whatever, even though Uriah's apologized, like, hey, I'm sorry I kicked your brain out your ear. I think he's still going to give him problems.
What's crazy about him, though, is like he's one of those guys that like he like you have to beat him up to the point where he's about to lose, then he gets mad and wins, right? It's just like that's his MO now, is to come back in the third and just with a flying knee and knock the guy out. But Romero's like a slow starter, so it's gonna be a weird matchup, right?
It's gonna be like Adesanya Romero all over again, except
I kind of do think it's gonna be that way.
No.
So Maurice Green, he's the guy on Ultimate Fighter, the huge black guy that was drinking the whole time and knitting.
He's the crochet king.
Yeah, he's got like an alcohol. He's fighting Gian Vellante. Gian Vellante was a guy who went to Hofstra.
205.
Probably heavyweight, right? Gotta be heavyweight. Maurice Green.
It's heavyweight.
Yeah, heavyweight.
Okay.
Who do we like in that fight? Drakkar.
I'm gonna take that Green dude. I don't think what's his name? Javante, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
When's the last time he's won?
It's been a while.
It's been a minute.
Hey, I'm going with the other guy.
He said I'm going to go with the other guy for sure.
Well, plus Vellante used to fight at 205 as well. He's going up to heavyweight, and Maurice Green is a giant man.
Yeah.
Quick thing. Anik one night was talking about how he was the crochet king while he was fighting, and he said the word, he's a master knitter, Knitter, and I swear to God he said the N-word. All
right, let's stop the N-word from this podcast, guys. This is becoming an N-word too friendly podcast.
Yeah,
no more N-word. Okay, it was about Mike Perry. Is he allowed to say it? That was it. Now it's not every fucking fighter has an
Perry's
N-word.
not allowed to say anything.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah, exactly. No, but you say with Green, the reason I say Green does, even though he's kind of, sometimes he look like he can't, another person can't take kicks to the leg. But yeah. I'm telling you right, he can't. But he does move forward. The motherfucker moves forward, and he's a gigantor. And
he's got a nice plum
he cuts you off. He cuts you off.
Vellante is one of those guys where every time I think he's going to win, he loses, and vice versa. He's just like.
But he's going to take a shit kicking on the way there because he always takes a beating first.
All right, a fight that I can't wait to watch. Two guys in your weight class, Kama Worthy against Luis Pena, Violent Bob Ross.
I want to fight that Bob Ross or whatever his name is. I want to fight him. He was talking shit to me one time.
What happened?
I don't know. He was because Deron Wynn, he used to train out at AKA, and Courtney is I guess we're real cool with Deron, and she was talking to him, and Pena was just talking shit in the background about me.
Really?
So, yeah.
Why would he do that?
Then he got to get it. Then he's gonna.
He got to get it.
He got to get it then.
Wow.
I mean, no, there's certain points where it's like,
shit,
okay,
get hit.
He's a good fighter, though, man. I mean, he's like first of all, he's like 6'3", 155 pounds. I mean, that's crazy. 6'3", 155.
That is crazy.
That don't make sense, though.
I know, but he's good. He's 8-2. Another guy, but this guy, Kama Worthy, can hit hard. He's another guy that like explodes. It's gonna be a good fight. I think that should be a good fight. And then who else is this?
A lot of the girls' fights that are really good. They're stealing chicks from Invicta left and right.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. So Jin Hyu Frey, who is a girl who's like a rocket scientist, half Korean hottie with like a six-pack. She's fighting my friend Kay Hansen, who's like this girl who was she was played softball, got a scholarship to Harvard for softball, didn't go, ended up as a huge Trump supporter, and but she's dating a Mexican dude, and they're fighting. It should be a good fight. They just took him and they put him on the card.
And come up 10 pounds.
Yeah. Shang, what was you saying?
I was gonna say, well, good luck, Kay.
Oh, come on. Just because someone's a Trump voter does not mean they're a bad person.
Okay, Cody. Let's just say Cody.
Me Colby?
Kobe, yeah, Kobe.
Kobe's
Yeah.
not a bad person.
Yeah, Kobe's not a bad person, but he says a bunch of fucked up shit. And Usman closed his mouth and say he didn't. At the end of the fight, it was a close fight, and Usman said, "Fuck that." Start kicking into the next gear and start peppering him the fuck up.
It was a great. I was at that fight. It was one of the best fights I've ever been to. What do you?
It was a good fight, but I'm saying at the end of it, no, it was a good fight. But the thing that pisses me off is not giving Usman that last ditch. He started peppering the fuck out of me. You got to give him more props.
Of course, he won the fight. Drakkar, are you a Colby Covington fan?
Oh no, not really.
See?
No.
No, you kept it real. Really. I mean, isn't there a point where the fighting and the person, when they start saying some dumb shit, you go, no, you need your ass beat.
Yeah, when you start talking crazy and it's like, nah, dude, you gotta lose, you gotta get beat up. So every time I see him fight, I want him to lose. So
I understand that. Now, who do you think is gonna win, Gilbert Burns or Usman?
I think Gilbert Burns is gonna win, dude. He's been active. I don't know what Usman's been doing in his off time, but Gilbert's been fighting.
I'm telling you,
they train at the same gym, so
I think that's a big benefit towards Burns. I mean, Burns wouldn't have called him out if they didn't train together, right?
Yeah, he knows something. He might beat him up in practice all the time.
Yeah, and he might know how to win. I'm telling you, that's a good bet. I might have to put money on Burns based on Drakkar.
Are you serious?
What are the odds? Let me go check the odds.
Hey, look. All right, I'm gonna just say this, man. I respect your fighting. I hope you got a good name too. Your name alone, I could be like, yo, I'm going to see this dude Drack. This dude is Drack. And like, but I'm telling you right now, Usman's gonna fucking wrestle his leg off.
Dude, his jiu-jitsu's next level.
His jiu-jitsu, but I'm telling you, Usman, his pressure, the way he wrestles, man, I'm telling you, man.
The guy won 5 fights in a row. He's on a 5-fight winning streak, Burns. He's really active, like you said. They train together, so he knows how to beat him. I don't know, man.
He also got the same manager who's going to be making bank that night.
Ali, yeah, that dude.
Yeah, but that's not what I'm saying is.
I got Burns.
You got Burns? Wow.
I think Gilbert Burns can pull it off, and I'm an Usman fan. I'm a fan of both, but you're asking me to pick one. I've thought Burns for a while now. I think he's a secret, not a secret, but like a silent killer on his way.
Weendawg?
I have Burns, and he's also a plus 155 underdog. So, my betting days are long gone, but I might have to come out of retirement for this one, boys.
Should retire that shirt.
But I understand what you're saying, but I think that you still got to give. Usman has been in situations where it was close and he pulls it out. Other than Woodley, I think he beat Woodley from beginning to end. But I just think that Usman still has that other factor, that kick in. And that's what I haven't seen. Gilbert
He has not peaked yet, that's for sure.
Now, Drakkar, so you and your girl are both amazing fighters, obviously, world-class fighters. You guys train together?
I'll try not to because she be trying to hurt me.
Really?
Dude, she goes 100. I'm like, fuck, calm down until I have to hit you hard, and then you'll be crying.
Yeah, she looked back to make sure. He looked back. Yeah, I don't want to hit her hard. Whoa, weird.
She was a college soccer player, and she just has that mean streak in her. I could see that.
Yeah, I just wish she would have, got the job done last weekend or over the weekend.
Do you think
that girl didn't want to fight with her?
Jillian, yeah, that was she had. I mean, she had a good game plan though. You can't knock the game plan,
Yeah.
But I mean, not everyone's gonna want to trade punches.
She got hit once and she was like, "Fuck that, I'm shooting."
Do you think maybe Courtney got too comfortable of submitting girls off her back?
Yep.
Yeah.
She's way too comfortable. It's like when you're on your back for one round, like fuck, you don't want to be there the second round. You gotta try to get up and stand up and wear her down a little bit, make her tired from holding you.
Dude, girls are stubborn, bro.
Yeah.
Okay, especially women like that, you can't tell them. They gotta learn. When a girl is that good of an athlete, And that high class, you know, she's like, fuck it. I'm going to get the submission off my back. I know I'm going to do it. You know?
And
like,
I think, and then she was just looking for it the whole time. And it's like, I'm just looking at my clock like, fuck, we've been on our back for 12 minutes. We got to do something.
Got to do something.
Yeah. Hey, man, it's a lesson. But listen, she's right there. I mean, she fought, 2 times in a month?
Yep.
I mean, that's incredible. And, you know, look, I think she's going to win her next one. I'm going to win after that. My favorite was when she fought Felice Herrig and they both gave each other the middle finger.
Yeah.
That was one of the funniest. It was like 2 beautiful badasses just being like, fuck you. Like, that was like one of my favorites.
No, fuck you.
It was a fuck you off. No, fuck you.
Yeah.
that was one of the funniest things. That was such an underrated moment. I think I was there for that, actually.
You know what? I've been lucky enough with, you know, thank you, Adam. I always ask fighters when I get to talk to them on here, what's the one fight? Because I watched all the one that I thought was the Rage in the Cage, where you just came out and you was like, no, it's a wrap. Like, it seemed like you had that attitude before you even started fighting. Does that make sense what I'm saying? Like, you kind of know, like, yo, he can't handle this shit. But what's the hardest fight you ever had where you were like, wow, I'm gonna really have to dig deep and go at it?
I would say Bobby Green was probably the toughest opponent I fought. You know, he was hard to hit. He had real good movement and just that third. I had to dig down deep and fucking like, hey, I gotta go take it to him if I want to win this fight.
Right.
Dude, Bobby Green, according to his training partners, is like the best guy in the gym. Like, he doesn't always turn up in fights, but he's one of those guys that everyone's like, dude, in the gym, if he fought the way in the octagon that he did in the gym, he'd be the champ.
Yep.
You hear that about Mike Pyle, Bobby Green, certain guys, they just something happens to them in like those bright lights, you know?
Yep.
It's hard. It's such a mental thing, such a mental sport.
But no, that's you know what you said, the bright lights. I was watching a documentary with Floyd Mayweather. He said there's a lot of people probably could have beat me, but you're not just fighting me, you're fighting the whole situation.
Yeah.
And so he would get in their head like, yo, I'm going to adjust to you, and by the third round, I'm going to start piecing you up. And I think that's sometimes if you're in the gym and then you get there, it hits you, that it's on. And I think some fighters, like you said, you know, you said flat out, but, you know, some of us are warriors. We like, yo, give me that fucking shot. Give me that opportunity that you got. And there's other people that when they get there, they go, oh, shit, I'm actually here. And it shakes them.
Yep. They freeze up. They don't know what to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Drakkar, so how proud is your family of you?
They don't give a fuck about me. No, just playing. No, they're
Hey, man, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay.
No, they're proud of me, man. Like we grew up poor as hell, man. You know, I'm starting to make something of myself, and no, they're all proud of me. So if it wasn't for them, they're the reason I fight, man. Because you know, I want to make enough money to where I could buy my mom a house, and she doesn't have to work anymore, and you know, my nieces and nephew help them out through college and whatever they need. So that's my motivation.
Dude, you're top 20 in the world in the UFC. I mean, that's amazing. That's
made it.
Even though I just feel like just a regular motherfucker. Like I don't feel any different than some dude walking on the street, man.
Well, you're tripping. You're tripping.
Drakkar, seriously, you're in the UFC, you're in the upper echelon. You and I have had countless interactions together over the years. You've always been cool to the fans. You're a fucking hell of a good dude, a hell of a fighter, looking like a good family man. You got everything going for you, bro. Just keep your head in the game. We all know you're going to be a fucking champ. And I'll see you in AZ soon because I'm coming out to see my father-in-law.
Definitely. Hell yeah.
Well, where can people follow you?
Everyone can follow me at Drakkar Klose, Instagram, Twitter, Tinder.
He didn't look over his shoulder for that one, though.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, you see him get choked out. Like,
yeah, right.
It's like, I'll be in Soul Swipe. Well, listen,
yeah, right.
Thank you so much, man, and have a good week, brother.
Hey, I appreciate it. Hey, thank you guys, man.
all right,
Of course.
Nothing but respect.
That was Drakkar Klose. Nice guy, huh?
Yeah,
Great dude.
I agree with what Adam said about, where you can see somebody got that thing that they could be champ. And there's like a lot of fighters, who I used to like a lot, but I didn't see him as champ is Mike Brown.
Oh, when he beat Faber?
I just was like, I don't know. I don't.
No one did, dude. He just had, Mike Brown was a good fighter, but he was like
he's a placeholder.
But then all of a sudden he just had Uriah Faber's number. Like he just had Uriah Faber's number. Like, and then
Aldo killed him.
Right. But Mike Brown was a great fighter, but there are certain guys. There are certain guys, and he's a guy from Maine. So I went to high school in Maine. Like I got my Class A wrestling shirt.
The soda, yeah.
Give my daughter. I'm not even wear this shirt. My daughter. I take a shower. She goes in my drawers and takes out clothes and makes me wear them. And I'm like, so I come out of the shower. She's like, "This is your outfit." And I was like, "I don't want to wear this." And then she starts crying. So now I have to wear it.
You have to wear it.
Yeah,
you have to wear it.
It's from 30 years ago. I'm like, all right, I'll wear it. But
who dresses you better, the wife or the kid?
Oh, my kid. But for example,
that's fucked up.
But like on no list, right? On no list will Dennis Hallman be considered a better fighter of all time than Matt Hughes, right? Matt Hughes will probably be in the top 5, top 10. Hallman will probably be in the Matt Hughes, yeah.
He would top 10, not top 5.
I think he would make some top 5 lists.
Are you serious?
Some top 5 lists. He was a very, very dominant champion for a while.
He was a dominant champion, man. But you got the top. They're already the top 5, like GSP, Anderson Silva. People would kill me where they were like, "Well, Anderson Silva." You're fighting an older Anderson Silva. Anderson Silva had a fucking run.
Okay, all right. Let's say
nobody I've ever seen.
All right, okay. For argument's sake, okay. Well, let's get to that in a second, right? My point was that Dennis Hallman beat Matt Hughes like 4 times. Just like 3 or 4 times. He just had Matt Hughes' number all in like a minute or less. Like every time was like 1 minute or less because he just had that guy's number.
And didn't Frank Trigg beat Dennis Hallman?
Like Mike Brown just had Uriah Faber's number. Like he wasn't a better fighter than Uriah Faber. He was always better that night, but he just had that thing that could take Uriah Faber down. You know what I'm trying to say? So, right. But where Matt Hughes will enter lists, okay, first of all, you gotta wonder, is John Jones making that list because of the steroid use, right?
No, he should be on.
And then you could say Anderson Silva was popping steroids too. So is he on that list?
No, right? You know what? That was after he was injured and he
right.
It was afterwards.
Maybe we're gonna say, yeah, but then we're gonna say like, well, did he? Well, John Jones didn't pop for some of the ones that he won that he would have.
He got popped. No, he got popped twice.
I know, but so did Silva got popped also. So what? Maybe you're gonna say, well, did Silva use those steroids and didn't get caught for the ones that he won? Are we gonna like play that game?
We gonna play that game? Yeah, we play that game. But
so if we're gonna play that game, then they're both off the list.
Okay, fine. You're gonna tell me Tim Sylvia was a top 10 UFC champion?
No. What are we talking about, Tim Sylvia? How did that fucking come out?
How did Tim Sylvia?
Because you're talking about guys that were like big time champions or beat big time champions that like will never get the recognition.
No, we're talking about whether or not Matt Hughes is the top 5 fighter of all time.
Yeah, or like GSP. I know.
Okay, so we got GSP. Okay, so we're gonna put GSP. We're gonna put Fedor on that list, right? GSP, Fedor. Then Anderson Silva.
Anderson Silva.
We're gonna put
Mighty Mouse. Mighty Mouse to me should be
Mighty Mouse, right? So those 3.
Absolutely.
But then you get the questions of the Randy Couture and Chuck Liddell, Tito Ortiz triangle situation.
Right, but I'm gonna put Matt Hughes in that discussion as well because he was more dominant than all 3 of those guys. He was more dominant in his weight class than all 3 of those guys.
But if you put Chuck Liddell, if you put Tito Ortiz, you got to put Tito Ortiz up in the top 10 too because Tito Ortiz had a killer run.
We're talking about top 5. We're talking about top 5. So if we are getting rid of John Jones and we're getting rid of Anderson Silva on steroid use, right?
Okay. We're not getting rid of Anderson Silva.
All right, so then we're not.
Anderson, GSP, Hoist, Fedor. I'm at 4.
Amanda Nunes.
Wait, we're putting Hoist there?
Amanda Nunes score.
Why are we putting Hoist? That was before anybody knew how to fight.
Oh, that's fucked up.
That's how we learned how to fight.
Maybe, but like, okay, but he also did fucking steroids. He got Paparoids too, Hoist Gracie.
The whole goddamn family did. There's like 900 of them.
All right, so I'm just saying, Matt Hughes. Matt Hughes is definitely on some people's top 5 list. Is he on mine? Probably not.
He's a 9-time world champion and like 3-time Hall of Famer. Yeah. one of the
Of
greatest.
course.
Is he
So,
the
and
greatest
we're
welterweight? No, he's not the greatest welterweight of all time.
Who's the greatest welterweight to you?
GSP.
Okay, there you go. This is a good man. You know what?
and who beat GSP? Who beat GSP? Matt Hughes.
Once, but he lost twice.
All right, but he still beat him once.
Yeah, Adam's like, yeah, whatever. What am I? But what are you?
But Matt Serra knocked out GSP and then got shellacked.
Yeah, but come on, because you know what, GSP, that you can't really say because when he came back, Matt Serra got mocked.
I know.
He shellacked him in the second fight.
Exactly.
So where are we putting Matt Hamill? Because he beat John Jones.
He beat John Jones. He's the greatest of all time. Actually, if you're looking for the greatest of all time, it's John Dodson.
Oh yeah, I know he beat everybody. If you do the math.
Everybody. Okay. No. Would you? Okay. So you got in your top 5. If we said top 5 right now,
I have a Mount Rushmore right now with 4 people on it.
Who?
You already got
McGregor.
Anderson, Hoyce, and Fedor.
Wow.
Anderson, Hoyce.
That's a good one.
That's a Mount Rushmore, but like it's always, up for negotiation. And how far into MMA are you going? Because you said DJ, but 125 is only the last, 5-6 years, maybe a little bit longer. So it kind of depends on like where you're.
Yeah, but you know what? You got to look at Mighty Mouse was making really good fighters look like, what the fuck are you doing in here?
Yeah, he's true, but he also had less competition. But
and in the WEC, I barely even knew who he was. I walked by him at a gym and was like, I don't know who the fuck this guy is. He looks familiar. It was only when the 125 was created and then moved over that he really solidified.
Well, if you don't recognize him, then he's obviously out of the top 5. What the fuck is that supposed to mean? You want to?
I'm talking about 10 years ago. I'm talking about 10 years ago when he was still.
10 years ago, fucking McGregor was a plumber. What are we? Fuck, he's about 10 years ago.
McGregor's not on my Rushmore. I haven't fucking said that.
He's on your ball sack tattooed. I'm not kidding. Fucking, this guy has 6 McGregor tattoos. Shang.
Shang knows who I am.
I know. Why?
Shang and I spent time outside the for 2 hours chatting MMA.
We already know. But this is the truth. Now, your Rushmore is I give you props for your Rushmore. But it kills me that the UFC and even MMA in general tries to act like Mighty Mouse didn't do fucking amazing shit. I've never seen a fucking flying arm bar.
They traded him for Ben Askren.
That was not a flying arm bar.
He wasn't even fighting at the time. Ben Askren was like retired, and they traded him for Mighty Mouse.
It's like they don't give me
that move was so crazy that the WWE video games aren't even putting him in.
Well, what's crazy is that Askren went like 1-2 in the UFC, 1-3,
that makes me sad.
And also they still think it was a good trade. They're still like,
to me. He was one of the best. When I would watch his fights, he was one of the best. I still think the last fight where they said, he lost, I still thought he kind of won that one.
Against Cejudo?
Cejudo.
I was at that fight. He lost. I mean, look, it depends how you look at it. If you go by the old boxing adage of you got to beat the champ, he lost, right? If you go at like who won more rounds, Cejudo barely won more rounds. Barely.
It was so close. And if you look at the fighters like your Rushmore, my Rushmore would definitely have GSP without question. Because GSP to me, not only is a fighter, but the way he carried the sport and how he carried himself, that's the kind of fighter where I was like, okay, I want to see him.
Yeah, but where do you put Prime Vitor Belfort is the best fighter of all time. Like TRT, Vitor Belfort, when he was on like 35-1 TRT ratio and was like doing like triple fucking back skip. I mean, he kicked out Bisping.
Him you can't use because he had horse hooves.
Dude, he kicked Bisping's eye out of his head.
I know,
like,
but he had horse hooves.
I love Bisping, but I saw his eye. It was a shooting star. Like last week, his eye was flying down the head. His eye was still fucking flying.
Well, it's also like, where do you put lightweight BJ Penn that went up and destroyed Matt Hughes too?
Yeah.
And got murdered by GSP twice. I mean, it sucks. BJ's one of my favorite fighters of all fucking time.
He's definitely, but BJ.
Here's the whole problem with the argument, right?
Yeah,
you have to go like, do you go by like their career or do you go by their prime? Because like, let's say like a prime Mike Tyson, right? When he knocked out Michael Spinks, that for that like 1 year that Mike Tyson was on a warpath, I think would have beaten anybody, including Ali, for that one.
No, I disagree. He would
that 1 year. That 1 year.
No, that's not true. Lennox Lewis. Lennox Lewis had his number. Lennox Lewis said, I'm going to box.
Lennox Lewis got knocked out by Hasim Rockbond.
But that's what I'm saying. You said Mike Tyson. Every time when they fought, he said, I was in his hotel room talking to him beforehand. He said he doesn't know how to deal with somebody with a long, stiff jab. I've never heard nobody say that.
Tyson told you that?
Lennox Lewis.
What were you doing with Lennox Lewis? In a hotel room? This is like a fucking.
No, not like that. He had some girls up there, and I know.
There's been rumors about Lennox Lewis.
I wanted to be.
How come every time somebody bring up Muhammad Ali, somebody got to jump in?
And why are you always in hotel rooms with people? Fucking you and Mike Perry were in a hotel room.
Okay,
What hotel is this?
Chris D'Elia was next door.
No, he said I've never heard somebody say, I'm going to tree trunk this motherfucker with just jab to the grill. And
but that was after Mike Tyson had been to jail and got tattoos on his face.
You can't say that. I mean, Mike Tyson, that year, he did fight some tomato cans, too. Don't act like
I'm talking about like when he knocked out Michael Spinks in 30 seconds, Spinks retired. He was a gold medalist. He was an undefeated cruiserweight or light heavyweight. He came up and Tyson, and that was it. But I'm saying, in that 6 months, Tyson seemed like he was unbeatable. Now, over the course of his career, no, he's not the greatest of all time. So how do you go by greatest of all time? Do you go by like a prime Chuck Liddell that was beating everyone for 2 years? Or do you go by like the Chuck Liddell that got knocked out by Rich Franklin later on in life? So it's a lot of like.
If you go by that, if you look at their run, their championship run, and also their defenses, if you look at it from that standpoint, it would be Mighty Mouse. Honestly, you still got to give it to Silva, even though you say steroids. Because Silva was fighting top fighters, Rich Franklin. I mean, it wasn't like he was like ducking nobody, and he was fucking housing them.
Yep.
Even though Chael Sonnen took him to the precipice, Chael Sonnen took him there, he still beat him.
Yes, and Silva didn't pop until after he lost the belt.
Yeah, but then
lost the belt before he popped for roids.
Yeah, but then of course he popped with USADA, right? USADA popped him.
Exactly.
So so all his wins were pre-USADA, his big wins.
But they were still testing. I mean, it wasn't
in Brazil, fucking testing.
Yeah, they were testing. They were still.
If you fail a test in Brazil, they give you a car.
Under their qualifications, they were still testing.
You win a car.
Like people's urine was on fire. They were like fucking steaming urine, and they were like, "Yep, looks good to me." I mean, come on, dude, give me a break.
Cheetah was ready to drink it. We got
Cheetah was drinking his own fucking urine, and that doesn't tell you that these guys were fucking. I mean, he wanted the steroids back into his fucking.
Tory motherfucker. When I try to look at like something like that, like you walked up to somebody and they said, "I'm into MMA," and you're like, who's your favorite fighter? And they say, Chuck Liddell. I like that guy. What do you like most about him? Oh, he knocked out this guy. He did this. He was the champ. It's the people that know that are in the like this, that know it's subjective, that know how to talk about it. That aren't just like, you're fucking wrong because this guy sucks and this guy sucks. But there really is no criteria. There's no definitive criteria.
Record. You got to go record. You got to go championship defenses, how impressive you were in those championship defenses. And it's not just marketing, because to me, Conor McGregor's he's a great fighter, but he's more marketing.
No.
Dude, he's
absolutely.
He knocked out Aldo in 8 seconds.
I mean, that could have happened. That I don't know about that.
Dude, he knocked out Poirier, Aldo, and Eddie Alvarez. Like,
those are top fighters, but I'm telling you, and why isn't Khabib marketed where everybody should talk about him every single time? Because he's literally mauled motherfuckers.
Do you want to know why, honestly?
Why?
His management's not helping him.
Really?
People dog Ali's clients because they look at Ali and all the stuff that goes on Twitter and what people say about him, and the Connors and the Danas and anybody who they'll let, speak. Ali, as a manager, he's got everybody. You know this. But he's not helping. He's running their Twitters for them. I don't think he knows how to market them, and I think he gets frustrated.
He's also a lot less marketable than Conor McGregor. I mean, you look at a guy.
Khabib should be making.
Also, Conor has like sex appeal. He's a party guy. He's got women. He's got this. He's a rock.
There's a billion people in Russia.
He's a rock star.
No.
Khabib is like a.
Talk about a fighter. Khabib is like, he's a no nonsense.
He also doesn't beat guys the way McGregor does. I mean, he mauls you, but that's not as appealing
But
to
you're
a guy.
gonna tell me also Nate Diaz is only worth 10 and 10?
What?
You're gonna tell me only Nate Diaz even is only worth 10 and 10?
He's not getting 10 and 10.
They were fucking screwing him left and right as much as they could, and then
Nate Diaz was not getting 10 and 10, dude. Do you think he was getting 10 and 10? When?
At one point, he was getting 10 and 10.
In 1984? In 1984? What are you talking about?
Bro, I'm talking exactly fucking what I know. They were screwing him more money.
Yeah, he was underpaid, but he was getting 10 and 10.
I'm saying all these guys should be paid. Khabib should be worth a hell of a lot more fucking money being the top.
That's not even the fucking argument. We're talking about why McGregor is more marketed than Habib, and now all of a sudden Nate Diaz.
But Habib. No, I understand what you're saying, but Habib, if you look at, like, if I looked at a fighter, this is the dude, the motherfucker fought bears. Market that.
I understand that, but you also have to understand that McGregor is the best shit talker in MMA. He's also.
No.
So was
Chael Sonnen was.
Oh, talking about right now.
I thought you said overall, but Chael Sonnen was the best shit talker.
I know, but for his time, McGregor was.
Right.
He was also knocking people out left and right. And he was also he was also a very marketable guy because he had the whole of Ireland behind him. He has
Russia behind him.
Yeah, but at the same time,
Adam, I have a question along parallel lines. If Chael had the finishing ability and had continued down the road of winning the title and defending it, do you think he would have done it as well as Conor McGregor is doing right now?
Well, it's like my dad said: if my aunt had a cock, she'd be my uncle. Like what?
Or just a transsexual. I mean,
well, no, I mean you can't even say that anymore because now she'll be my aunt.
People.
So anyway.
Okay, Chael Sonnen was the best shit talker, and I see what you're saying. Conor has swag, like he has a lot of swag, but I'm saying Habib is just that motherfucker, man, and I just feel like he should be in the conversation too because he did run through a bunch of people undefeated. And I mean, good fighter. It wasn't like he was fighting some scrubs. He fought some good fighters and just took them down and fucking, where's my shot? Where's my shot at? Tell them to give me my shot. Who does that?
You know what I think would be cool, and I really want you to visualize this because I think you'll appreciate it the way I am. Khabib is the type of fighter that I would have loved to have seen at UFC 1.
Oh, he would have dominated everyone.
He would have tossed them on their fucking head. He could have came in at 190 pounds and dropped Tila Tui on his dome without question. I mean, Khabib is the type of dude that would have fucking just mauled.
In any era, he would do that. Anyway, listen, guys, we got to wrap it up. This has been an awesome podcast. Shang, where can people find you?
Yo, you guys, make sure you go follow me at Comedian Shang. Also, go to my website, iamshang.com. I just put a new special up there.
Nice. And CB, what about you?
CB Grenade, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok. I think. I don't know. I think my wife's on it.
Are you in a trap house right now? What the fuck's going on?
I'm at my house right now. I just changed the background. And Graffiti Palace Tattoo, North Hollywood, California. We are open. We are following all COVID procedures. Come alone. Come get tattooed. We have 3 artists now. I fired the shitty one. And there we go.
You got 3 artists now?
We got 3 artists now.
Okay, because when I talk, okay.
And then what do you, Weendawg, about you?
Follow me on social media at the Weendawg and subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can just type in Weendawg TV and it should pop up. And that's it, dude.
Thank you guys so much. I will be in Vegas July 6th to the 13th, and then at Off the Hook Comedy Club in Naples, July 23rd to the 26th.
You're going back out, huh?
Going back out. You guys are awesome. Thank you.
Adam, you're awesome.
I'll see you guys soon. Take care, guys.
All right, man.